morning. It is Friday, August 15th, 2025, and this is your daily collective tarot and oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green. The moon is still in Taurus, so we have that steady prioritization of our self-care, of our resources, of our sense of love. So, hey, keep that energy going because you're going to need it for today, as we have Venus in trine with the North Node, as well as in a sextile position with the South Node. Venus is in Cancer, y'all. The North Node is in Pisces, and the South Node is in the Moon. While people tend to, try to avoid the qualities of the South Node as it deals with what we're seeking to overcome in this life from our past life, those aspects together are leading to a big bout of harmonious cooperation, whether it's in business, whether it's in love. We are seeking to move in tandem with life, or we're seeking a way to work with life, work with the current, not against the current. And we're also looking for resilience with Venus trine Vesta. Okay, so once again, Venus is in Cancer, Vesta is in Scorpio. Vesta is an asteroid that deals with our sense of dedication, our sense of service. It sounds a lot like Virgo. Well, actually, Vesta is best represented in both Scorpio and Virgo. So with this Venus in Cancer, Vesta and Scorpio aspect, we are seeking resilience. So use the best of these aspects today. These past few days, these aspects have really been hitting. So always want to use these to our advantage, especially when we are in a more vulnerable moment. We may find ourselves in a seemingly challenging situation when it comes to how we think about ourselves. And it's always good to have a positive inner critic that's going to let you know, hey, you're doing great in XYZ, but in ABC, I'm going to need you to step your game up. But when does that voice seek more to hinder us than to help us? That is what today's card is about, as forecasted in the weekly download here on YouTube. And the 8 of Knives, aka 8 of Swords, is with us today. And I really do like this imagery. In the traditional RWS, we see someone who is bandaged up, the arms, they can't even access their arms. They're blinded, and they have 8 knives that are surrounding them, stuck to the ground. And this just doesn't look like the position that anyone wants to be in. You seem blind, to what's really going on around you. And that blindness ultimately does seem self-imposed. Maybe those wraps aren't so thick after all. It's not like you're in a mental facility or anything like that. So what's causing us to stay within those circumstances that are less than ideal? Well, in this iteration, this person has seemingly just got out of the shower and is looking in the mirror, so at least you're not blind, right? Well, the mirror doesn't capture everything. It doesn't capture what's behind them. So yes, this is very indicative of self-imposed limitations. How many of us have them? It's important, especially in this day, that if you are experiencing some self-imposed limitations, you ask yourself why that is. And you do that analysis with the goal of unraveling yourself from those self-imposed limitations. It's not easy, no, but it's not impossible. I don't know, for some reason today, and this is as someone who does actually have a big tendency to have self-imposed limitations on her. But today I woke up with the very specific thought in my head, like, I have no worries today. But it takes intentionality. So be intentional with the things that you say to yourself. Make sure that if there are things that you need to say that are, in criticism, that it's in positive criticism, that there's a, I don't know, a practice could be a compliment sandwich, for example. Say something nice to yourself, say something you need to improve on, and end with something nice to yourself. That's not being fake. That's choosing to invest more energy into the positivity that you deserve in your life than the negativity that tends to, linger around. And it's very important that we can take the knives out of our back, because ultimately we are seeking to live this life, to live brazenly. We have Satira, the Guyanese goddess of brazenness. You have to be one that is going to serve oneself to the highest level. Sometimes you have to be bold. Sometimes you have to be brazen. And I know she's come up recently in readings in prior week, I would say week and a half. But it doesn't make it any less important. And I decided to not pull a clarifier out for this, because it's just that important of a quality to have, especially being an advocate for oneself. Like, that's your number one job, is to be your own advocate, to be your own best friend, to be your own greatest lover. And Satira helps us along in doing that, to let us know that we're deserving of all the great things in the world, without even an iota of stroking an ego unnecessarily. We should know that we are deserving of the best things. Why? Because we're here, we're living. Life is for the living. So please invoke this goddess. Please take those knives out your back, okay? Like, you are deserving of great things in this world. Yes, you are deserving of also, having a healthy dose of realism. But what is realism? Realism is, what I've learned, even realism is subjective. And the greatest thing that I'm getting from this message, this all is from spirit, but most of all, dance. Like, do your dance. And I'm not just talking about the actual, physical movement, although, if you're good at that, great. But dance in life. You get what I'm saying? Like, let life be a dance for you. Let it be something that is beautiful and that people can look at it and be like, oh, I want to dance like that. You have to be bold in this life and be the advocate for yourself that no one else could ever be. Alrighty, y'all. I am so thankful that you allowed me to read you today. This has been your daily collective tarot and oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green, and I'll get you back tomorrow for the final forecasting day before we do our next weekly download. Alright, ciao, ciao.